Communication. Communication is the exchange of information. If you've got two parties, you've got one party who will be sending the information and the other party receiving the information. If you're sat at home, it works in technology. You'll be sat there with your remote control, it will send information to your TV through infrared. If you've got your mobile phone, it will send information to your wireless headphones through Bluetooth. If you're sat with your tablet on BBC iPlayer, you'll be receiving information from your wireless router through Wi-Fi. In human beings, in the two parties, one might speak and the others listen. One might write and the others read. When people first come to Toastmasters, it's all about the speaking. But actually you spend very little time up at the front. And in theory you spend most of your time sat down listening. Teresa mentioned earlier that when I started, the curriculum was with the Competent Communicator Manual. And that's, for me, was where I found my inner voice. The Competent Communicator Manual provided me with structure, what language to use, what to focus on, vocal variety, body language, using visual aids. And I shared personal stories on this journey. I talked about my awful first jiu-jitsu grading. Some of the members have heard of it before. The first hour of 400 push-ups, 400 sit-ups, 400 squat thrusts and 400 tuck jumps. I demonstrated my war face as I went through basics. I met Joe, who was 25 stone and liked to wrestle with me, pushed me over, lay on me and expelled all the air out of me. I met then Polish Pete, who punched me in the face a couple of times and I wiped the blood off my gi. I shared stories of having 3 small children, stories of wee, poo and sick. Of an eldest child feeling sick in the middle of the night, not quite getting time to get out of the top of the bunk bed, and being sick in his cupped hands. Or coming home one night and finding him holding his mum's hands and skating round laminate flooring in poo and wee. I also shared a story about how my 2 eldest children have a genetic condition called ocular albinism. It means they're partially sighted. They can't use both eyes at the same time, they use one or the other. They've got monocular vision. They've got wobbly eyes called nystagmus. And they're very sensitive to bright lights. But then, once I'd finished that, I progressed onto the Speaking to Inform manual. This allowed me to practice my analytical form of communication. I could research new topics, break them down, understand them, and get it to a point where I could share it with other people, especially the useful parts that would help people improve their lives. Now, I'd already had a personal project of my own. I have 3 small children and I want them to be happy, fulfilled and have meaningful lives. But to show them that, I have to lead a happy, fulfilling and meaningful life. So I've been reading books and listening to podcasts, and in these speeches, these 5 Speaking to Inform speeches, I shared some of the things I'd learned. I did a speech on mindfulness, and I did a guided meditation and took people for a walk down a sandy beach. I talked about how in society dictates what our life should look like. We should have a big house, a big fast car, a beautiful partner on our arm, beautiful children running around with wee, poo and sick. How those closest to us can have strong opinions that influence the choices we make. And we may end up using their choices in leading a life that's not of our choosing anymore. A life that somebody else has chosen for us. The next set of manuals were the special occasion manuals. Now, I like to get things done. I'm not very good at celebrating when I do it. I'll tick it off and I'll go, what next? I don't celebrate when I tick that thing off like I should do. So these manuals allow me to exercise my supportive type of communication, encouraging people, recognising what they've done well, and encourage them to go on further. These speeches I had to present an award to another person. So I presented Simon Day his Advanced Leadership Bronze Award. I recapped on all the speeches he'd done, the roles he'd taken on in the club to help run the committee, the sacrifices he'd made. I had to receive an award. I had to say how thankful I was. I had to share what speeches I'd given, what sacrifices I'd made, but also which people and how they'd helped me in this club to achieve that. I did a roast. I made good-natured fun of one of the members, Rose Sakatumbo, who'd put a lot into this club and loved Toastmasters, but she was starting a new journey. She was going down to London for a new part in her career. The Company Communicator Manual allowed me to find my voice. My Speaking to Inform Manual allowed me to exercise my analytical side of communication. And the Special Occasions Manuals helped me exercise my supportive communication style. But remember, life is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the ride. Figure out your style as you go. What charm and charisma have you got? And if you're going to communicate with style.
Very impressive and comprehensive speech, Paul. Thank you very much. As I said before, we're going to take a minute for you to write some sort of feedback, please. Just a point that you thought you liked or was good or strong, and if you can, something that might help to make it even more powerful and more successful. Don't worry too much about that second one if you don't find it so obvious. You might also like to write your own name at the bottom of your comment, by the way. It's always nicer looking through these comment slips later if you can remember who it is that said it. There again, depending on what you write, you might not want to, but that's up to you. 1 minute, please. Thank you.